Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Live from Beyond. I'm Andrew. I'll be your GM this evening. Tonight, we'll be doing episode 2 of Lamentations of the Flame Princess's Death Frost Doom. It's a old-school D&D module with a bit more of a Cthulhu-y flavor, if that means anything to you. We're picking up from last week, where the adventurers made it to the top of a peak, explored the ruins of an old cultist stronghold, and found a hidden trap door leading to the basement, which promises mystery, treasure, and almost certainly death. Players, why don't you take turns introducing yourselves, and you can get started.
All right, well, I am Abraham the Cleric. As I said last time, my character is certain to survive the adventure, get the treasure, and donate it in a glorious fashion to his temple. Wait, do we remember what I said my god's name was last time?
Oh.
All right, I'm going to look it up. Somebody else go.
I'm Michael, and I'm going to be playing Alexandra the Brute. He's, he doesn't say much, he doesn't do much.
It was Bunhora.
Yeah, right.
Bunhora the goddess or something like that.
So close to Monholm.
And I'm apparently the fact checker. I'm Nick. I'm playing Losun, the skittish and easily offended elf. And I didn't quite know that's what we did last time until our GM just recapped it so perfectly for us. I was more lost than that. So I'm glad to see something here makes sense, and we'll see what happens.
Cool. Well, with that, why don't we get started? Where we last left off, the group had made it to the basement of this cabin at the top of the mountain. After climbing down a thin shaft via a stone ladder, they reached a hallway covered with carved faces in the walls with a sheen of ice covering them. They crept down the hallway to a large stone door carved in bas relief with the visage of a snarling gargoyle. I don't think I can hear you, Alex.
Oh, I wasn't
Or
talking.
Michael?
That was
okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So the door is carved in the image of a gargoyle. After some hesitation and trepidation, I guess, the door was finally opened and revealing the chamber beyond. Which was so the door opens to a 20 by 40 foot room with 10 small tables lining the west and northern walls. Each table has a small hand inscribed with Duvan-Ku runes. On the east wall, massive bronze double doors are engraved with a large arcane symbol. And Duvan-Ku is the name of that ancient language that Losun.
But he already used up his spell. He can't read it anymore, right?
Right.
That's correct.
All right. And you said there's one set of doors in the east?
Yeah, there's only one visible exit from this chamber to the east.
All right. Well, Abraham is gonna pull out his crossbow, because clearly this room filled with hands it's not what he's into. It's not his usual Sunday night. He's also going to check his dagger, make sure it's not going to stick in the sheath, and then he'll sort of examine the floor from a distance. All these you said they're tables?
Yeah, they're sort of like podiums, and at the top of each is like a severed hand with a little bit of bone sticking out below the wrist, and it seems to be mounted on some sort of wooden holder.
like an actual hand, like an actual flesh.
Yeah, like a corporeal human hand.
And how fresh are they?
They seem to be rotted, maybe preserved somehow. The skin definitely seems like the cold air has kind of done most of its job keeping them preserved, but they don't look, they look pretty sickly and decayed.
Is there like wet blood at all, like around them? No.
Right. So what is the temperature in this chamber? I assume it's like frozen, or are we?
It's cold. It's probably like you're outside of the wind, so that it's a little warmer. Probably like 30 degrees.
Okay, but it's above freezing.
Yeah, it's just above freezing, or it's not. Water wouldn't freeze out like in a cup, but up above, like where the wind is blowing, it's a little colder than that.
Okay. All right. So Abraham will take a step forward into the chamber and sort of just scanning the air with his crossbow, ears pricked, eyes alert. Step towards one of these podiums and see whether there is to be seen a little closer.
Gotcha. Do you guys have a light source? it all down here? I'm assuming
Damn it! I took the wrong spell. Yeah, no, I have a lantern. I think
Okay,
we.
I assume I have something. I don't.
Yeah, cool. So Losen holds his lantern up to better reveal the hand. You can see the hand. Each hand is held open on the podium like this, and there is a tiny rune engraved on the top part of the hand, and another one below it in like the base of the palm. The runes appear to be of the same language that Losen saw upstairs.
Okay.
And they're carved in there, you said?
Yeah, they're sort of like almost like someone took a knife and just sort of carved it into the flesh. And each rune sort of listen, I'll give you this, because you read the language before. You think that each rune, almost like a Chinese character, it represents a word rather than like a letter or something like that. And they're identical on every hand. Is the same.
And how many words are there? Is there possibly 3 words?
2. There's only 2.
Wah, wah.
Well, I thought I was smart for a second there. Okay.
Well, Losen's like muttering to himself about how Rhea the thief had previously given him a hard time for wanting to leave, but clearly like ran away, tail between her legs, as soon as the party entered this chamber. He's quite disappointed.
Al's gonna kind of go to one of the hands and prod at it with his fingers.
Sure. Okay. It doesn't respond.
He says,
oh, sorry.
Ain't no good gonna come from this.
Yeah, so you poke it a little bit. The hand like slips out of its holder and falls face up on the podium.
He falls?
Yeah, it just sort of slips off its holder and falls on top of the podium. Like, nothing happens. You've touched a severed hand before. It feels like one.
I kind of like put my back to the table to kind of cover that it fell over.
Okay.
The loud clattering noise gives you away.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you guys have no idea that one got knocked over, so none the wiser. Losen, you're sort of glancing at the inscriptions. Make a intelligence check, which is a D20 roll below your intelligence score.
So it's not a
modifier. It's just literally a straight 1d20 and then roll below your raw intelligence score. So
all right,
16.
allow me to roll a d20. Oh, look at that. So I did it.
You did it. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you glancing at the runes, you think the way they're arranged and the way the hands were prepared, like it's clear the hands were severed, embalmed in a certain way and then inscribed with some arcane ritual. You think that these may be some sort of rudimentary or kind of crude scroll or may of transferring a spell.
I start lamenting my inability to read spells. Just like on their own.
Wait, so each of these hands is a spell?
He's saying it's like a way of writing down a spell. It's like the equivalent of a scroll with the info on it.
Right, but they all say the same thing, right? All the
Yeah.
hands. So there's how many of these were there? There's like what, 10?
10.
Maybe these
So
are
just,
like. Maybe they're
I guess it's just like having, a million copies of it will increase its potency, perhaps. So was it, Andrew? Remind me, if you will. What didn't Losen say last time that what he read on the front of the building seemed like some sort of like protective ward or something like that,
Right.
like an old spell.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
You think this seems different. You think the runes you saw out there have long been inert. Maybe even while the cultists were still here, it was sort of from an age long forgotten. These seem fresher, like they may serve a different purpose. You don't get the sense that they're protective or warding.
Okay, but definitely in both instances, the runes seem to be used for spell casting purposes or something of the sort. Yeah,
Right.
so-
Like once some triggers are met, then maybe a spell effect will occur.
You said there like the bone was poking through at the top, or no?
Yeah, so like if you cut off the wrist here, imagine
that side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like stripped fingertips.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought it was.
Right. So what we do know though is it's written the same language as the stuff outside. So clear. I don't know who speaks Duvku, but the same people who made this spell, Duvenku, same people who made the writing outside. Do we remember what the writing outside said?
Yeah, so most of it was unintelligible, like, behold the coming of the third eye,
Right.
stuff like that. But then there was other stuff about names or indications of station who were interred in the crypts below.
Right.
I like that we inherently dismiss all scary gobbledygook.
Well, I mean, what?
Yeah, like we're
Doesn't
just
matter.
standing there, like
Yeah.
debating about what's going on with these hands. I mean, well, from a removed perspective, so to speak, just for a moment, I would say that without the character with the ability to read Tuvan-Ku, even briefly, or without that in general, there's obviously something like a connection we can be making anyway, right? So, I mean, we can't tell what this is doing other than the fact that we know some crazy shit's going on here with potential undead. So, I mean,
So
making the connection of we have some sort of active insanity going on and recent and potentially powerful spells all on this same hand, right? Like, what we need to do is figure out what would trigger them to actually work and what else is in this room, such as the exit on the east side.
Okay, all right. So here's a question. So you said that they don't seem to be. So like our first thought was, okay, we know that there was a spell here protecting this or sealing something in, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't think this is that. Does the arrangement of the altars, perhaps, or podiums, suggest any sort of central point or direction or?
Okay, so they seem more like they're arranged off to the side. Like they're not arranged in a specific pattern where, like literally, it seems like 5 are just along the western wall and 5 are along the northern wall as far as the equal spacing will take it. It doesn't seem like they're arranged in some sort of odd or intricate pattern. Looking at it for a while, you don't seem to glean anything from that, other than the fact that they seem to not be of major importance to this chamber. They're kind of off to the side. They're not really in a central location.
Is,
Um,
and is there any other exit than the one that we came in?
Yeah, there's the door to the east that has some sort of arcane symbol on the front. You haven't really taken a good enough look at it yet.
What are we waiting for here?
All right.
Playing with these hands.
Well, we should. I want to take a hand with me.
Yeah, I got one. I got the one that I knocked over.
Well, it seems
Cool.
like these fine people can certainly
Everyone's taking a hand.
lend
here,
a
right?
hand. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
let's see, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you
so
next week.
yeah, the door.
I think actually Neverstones is onto something. We're literally going to die by these hands. That
Oh,
Andrew has
no.
created.
Oh.
Well, I assumed.
The door. Alexander, you were getting impatient. You start walking over to the door. Immediately, you see some sort of strange symbol etched in it. It seems to be in some sort of like silvered paint. Almost like bits of metal were mixed in with the paint to give it some sort of like shimmer.
Ooh, I do like shiny things.
Immediately looking at it though, you sort of get a little sick to your stomach. You don't think you're gonna like puke or anything, but you just get a little queasy. Like you steady yourself, but you don't like looking at that door for some reason.
Like how and it's when I look at it. And it's when I
Yeah.
look.
When you
Yeah.
look at
Is
it,
it
you
like
just get a
making him
little sick.
uncomfortable?
Almost like someone who doesn't like the sight of blood seeing a dead body. It's like, okay.
Okay.
All right, guys, come on, let's go. Let's get out of. That's.
You're right there, Alexander.
Bunhora. Why don't you lead the way?
Can you change your name back?
Wait, why did you change your name to Bunhora? I knew that
the
was
name of my deity. I don't
know.
worship him.
Oh, jeez.
That's what
I
he's
thought I
doing.
could force him to worship me. All right.
All right.
Yes, Losen will like hold up the candle in one hand and the hand that he took in the other, and like stride forwards towards the door.
Why
Okay.
you put the candle in the fake hand, and then
Yeah. Put the hand. Yeah, and then hold the hand that
Hold
holds
the
that.
bone. Hold the bone.
All right, so you approach the door. A similar feeling, comes over you, but you can see that it's clearly some sort of arcane symbol designed to invoke a feeling of unease and trepidation.
Right, like this is warding us off from here.
Right.
So do you feel like that's the purpose of the symbol, or that's just what its effect?
Yeah, you think that's probably its function. It's designed to do that.
Lawson says, "Well, I got talked into not letting the old man's warnings stop me. I'm not gonna let a little queasiness stop me either." And he steps to the threshold.
Okay. Yeah. So the door just has a large handle. There's no turning mechanism or way to unlatch it.
All right. So the complicated one was safe.
Yeah. I would.
Well, Lawson can't open the door because both of his hands are full. So somebody else is gonna have to do it.
You grab the handle and your hand remains, but everything else disintegrates.
Wait, the hand that I'm holding?
Anyway. So who opens the door?
Lawson.
Rhea. I'm holding two things.
So I want to pick up one of the hands.
Okay. It feels like a normal human. You've handled severed hands before. It feels otherwise completely normal.
Let's just get it out of the way. We've all handled severed hands.
I want to bring it to the door and kind of touch it to the handle here.
Okay. Yeah. There's no response.
All right, that's fine. Whatever. It's worth a shot.
I know.
try it.
It's a great image just to just this cleric plopping a dead hand against the door.
All right.
Everyone's staring at him. It was worth a shot.
So,
Yeah.
I'll take a piece of rope and just kind of very gently thread it through the ring here,
Well, come on already.
and then tie it. Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah,
get us
Alex.
both killed.
Alex he kind of grits his teeth and I'm not gonna let no door tell me how to feel. And he starts shoving against it as hard as he can.
Against the door?
Yeah.
I think it's like a pull to open.
Door.
It's a pull. Yeah.
Look, guys.
So Alex
He's
pulls the
pushing.
door open.
First he's pushing, all right?
So Alex dramatically strides to the door and begins pushing, and
It's
then
like, why isn't this labeled?
and then pulls. The door slides open with a hiss. You can see a bit of white steam sort of float out from the chamber beyond. It almost feels like you're standing in front of on a humid, hot day, standing in front of a freezer door and just opening it. You get this blast of cold air. It makes the chamber you just came from feel warm by comparison.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. You continue opening the door, and the chamber beyond it is very long. You can see there are several stone, what seem to be prayer plinths, little stone podiums that you assume people would gather around and pray over. But yeah, you can't see much deeper into the chamber.
Does the nausea feeling pass once the door is open? Like once I'm no longer seeing the symbol because it's open?
Yeah, you feel better.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
All right. Well, Lawson, holds up the lantern and walks in after Alexander.
No, after
You can
no.
So you can see that this room it has 30-foot vaulted ceilings. It's much bigger. It almost resembles a cathedral. You can't see the far end yet. You can only see that the walls here are straight, and then once you get to the area past where your light extends, the chamber seems to widen a bit. Oh, let me change the background.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. All right.
Oh, wait, we saw this one before, right?
No, we didn't.
Just at the very tail end of the last session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got frost, we got darkness.
And I'm feeling a little doomy and gloomy.
Oh, we're just missing one thing. All right. Who's going first?
So it's well, I walked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked in. No doubt. It's very cold in here.
Yeah, so it feels almost like it's hard to tell exactly how cold it is, but you exhale and there's a thick cloud of smoke that comes from your lung exhaust.
Right. Sure.
Lung exhaust.
Yeah, Lawson shivers and holds the warmth of the candle close to him. He's a slight creature and not not quite designed for intense cold.
So Losan has a candle and a lantern.
Well, no, I think it said it was a candle lantern. It's just like a candle stuck inside of a. I'm holding the lantern close to me.
Oh, okay, okay, I
Should
got
I
you.
rephrase?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you continue on into the room. You can see as you penetrate deeper into the room that the end of the room opens up, and the distant sound of chains rattling can be heard. The inaudible sounds heard in the graveyard above seem to be growing louder, and as you move further, you can see on the far wall several murals covering the entire wall. You can also see an altar that is oddly shaped and casts weird shadows. On the north wall, you can see an organ as well as a door. And in the center of the room, you can see 12 jawless skulls made of ice arranged in a circle, suspended from chains hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, okay. So first, because that was a lot. The sounds you're saying we hear that's like that faint clicking sound or something from the one we couldn't find.
It sounds a little clear. Actually, I just turned the music on.
Oh, okay.
So you can barely hear it. It sounds almost like this otherworldly haunting sound. It's like someone singing a lamenting song from the 2 rooms over. You can barely make it out.
Got it. Is that clicking sound down here though? The one that led me to the grate with the
yeah.
jelly?
Oh, the scratching sound.
Yeah,
you
sure. That.
You think they're one and the same. You think that was elements of the same song.
Got it. And when you said that the altar casts strange shadows, is it just my light source that's casting the shadows, or is there something else in here? Oh,
like the altar seems to have like a lot of detail and a lot of ridges and contours to it. So it seems to be carved in the shape of something.
Okay. Well, I want to go check out the ice skulls.
Yeah. So just to make it clear, I know this room is a little confusing, so I drew a very crude map. I violated the tenet of this. So you guys entered through the western wall.
Yep.
The prayer plinths are sort of all over that central portion. The altar is obviously in the center of the far wall. Along that slanted north wall is that large organ I mentioned. There's another bronze door on the far western wall, that like little brown patch. You can see another wooden door to the north wall where that little black spot is indicated.
Mm-hmm.
The 12 skulls are sort of arranged right around here.
Okay.
And there are 2 basins along the southern wall right there.
So where was the altar in relation to this?
Oh, the altar, let me draw that. It was like right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the organ was
right here.
Yeah, I appreciate you violating the tenets, because there's a lot of visual stuff.
Right. It would have taken 15 minutes to just explain it all. So
yeah.
organs on the north wall, the altar is
Got it.
there, there's a big mural behind it, and as well as a door on the southern section of that wall, 2 basins on the southern wall there, and the skulls are in the middle.
And what were in the basins, or we can't tell?
You can't tell.
They're pretty far away, yeah. Okay, so Losan like steps forward, shivering, and like uses the hand to beckon the others forward. And he steps up to the ice skulls and examines them.
So you can see all of them are hanging from a hook and a chain that descends from the ceiling.
Okay.
The skulls are solid ice. They appear to be melting ever so slightly. Little rivulets of water seem to be running down.
Despite how cold it is in here.
Well, also despite that, like, no one's been here in 50 bajillion years.
Right.
Well, maybe.
Remember
Also,
what I said about opening the door? That like rush of cold air coming out.
Yeah.
also, well, okay, maybe, but also ice would have sublimated probably by now, right?
I'm using a lot of big words. Right?
Anyway, I mean, jeez. Man, this is like when we played Ashen Stars.
Not here to
and you
learn
had
words,
problems with the
goddammit.
physics. Like, come on.
I know words. I'm great with words. Or I have great words. What does it say? Fucking idiot.
I've got the best words.
I've got the best words.
So they're solid ice. Are the chains rattling? Is that the chain rattling noise we heard? That they're
yeah, you think so. You think that the skull's like gently swaying. Yeah, they're about 30 feet long chains, so they're.
Oh, geez.
Okay,
this 30 feet high chamber?
yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, really big ceilings.
Can we
like vaulted
see the grate up above or anything?
No.
So the ladder that we climbed down from the house, was it this far down to get to the like antechamber?
Yeah, the ladder was about a 40-foot, 50-foot descent.
Okay.
Or do any of the chains look different than the others? Like, does any of them stand out as rusted or?
No, they all
material?
pretty well preserved, considering. You don't think they saw a lot of condensation down here?
Al kind of grabs one and gives a firm tug.
Yeah, okay. It appears pretty firmly embedded in the ceiling. The ice skull at the bottom begins to like rattle on its hook.
Ugh.
Are the skulls facing all in one direction?
They're not particularly facing one direction. No, they're sort of arranged. They're sort of spinning a little bit, and that's what's causing the rattling. If that makes sense.
Does tugging on it give me the impression that it could probably like Donkey Kong Jr. climb up?
Oh yeah, you definitely could climb up. You might knock a skull or two off the hook, but yeah.
Does
Okay. Yeah, okay.
does him pulling on it make a lot of noise?
Yeah, more so than definitely more than you heard before. But it seems to slowly kind of dissipate.
Okay.
So what do you make of it, lads?
Nothing good.
I want to know what's up there.
Well, Alex, there's only one way to learn.
So you guys can see the ceiling. The skulls just sort of end in like little iron brackets in the roof. Oh,
If you go up there and unchain them, we can take home the treasure.
All right, I want to. Loson's gonna reach out and place like the palm of the hand that he's holding on top of one of the skulls.
Okay. Yeah. It feel. Are you bare hand or
No.
glove?
The hand that I'm holding.
Oh.
From back there.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't seem to like get stuck to the frost or anything. It flops on, flops off.
All right, I'm gonna like put the hand down and reach my bare hand out and place it on the like cranium of the skull.
Okay. It feels incredibly cold. Your skin kind of sticks to it a little bit, but otherwise it appears like normal ice.
Okay.
Okay. If I pull my hand away, is there like condensation or anything on it, or is my hand just cold?
Yeah, definitely. So it's beginning to melt, as I said. So you pull it away, and there's a little bit of water running down.
Right. Okay. This is what we've got him here for. All right. Well, Losen like wipes his hand on his cloak and says, "Aye, it's cold indeed, friends. But these skulls are melting. Perhaps we've let in the heat, or let out something worse."
Let out something worse?
Who are the real monsters here? All right.
Oh my god!
All right. No, speak not these trivial concerns. The light of Benhora will fill this place and drive out any uncouth spirits.
Losen says that the light of my lantern barely fills this place, and certainly, whatever was warding in or out the dangers far above us in that house is long since depleted.
Okay, so Andrew, I'm a cleric. I'm an expert on many faiths.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that this chamber was used for worship or
almost
ceremony?
certainly, definitely. But you get the sense that the skulls were not used by the original worshippers.
Okay.
You get the sense that those were a later addition. The chains don't seem consistent with other architecture or other ritual curios around the cathedral.
So they might have so the previous tenants may have like remodeled in order to increase the value of their home.
Yeah. No, you think you remember they said something about you heard the rumor was 12 clerics sealed the evil in this place.
Oh, we're messing with
Yes,
the seal.
we all just remembered that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Was
well,
this
so
what Ezekiel or whatever his name
well,
was.
so here's an
told us?
idea. Here's an idea. Remember that the guy down the mountain said that like the evil had like I don't know escaped or like broken free of its bonds or something, right? That it was no longer sealed away, right? Is that?
No, he mentioned that it was the evil had left. He sort of left it vague.
Right, they like some warriors or whatever like went up the mountain to combat the evil. I think.
Yeah,
and,
he mentioned a slave revolt that happened.
Okay.
That occurred here.
Okay, but so we're assuming that if there was 12 clerics, these are probably their 12 skulls. I'm wondering if like
Well, or a representation of their 12 skulls, or something.
I mean,
12
yeah,
cleric
12
interns.
clerical interns who never came back from fetching coffee.
How many hands were there?
Okay, well, no, just the idea is this, right? We've seen all this
10.
shit that's turned to stone, all the shit that's turned to ice. What if, like, whatever evil it is, like, turned these to ice, like, through some sort of, gradual corruption, and now that's, like, what broke the spell or something?
Right. I mean, things are definitely transmogrifying.
Is there
or whatever,
any
but,
wood or anything in this chamber?
No, everything is stone.
Is there anything
But
that
also
would have
don't-
been wood before it was turned to stone?
No, it looks like the stone plinths were actually carved from stone.
Wait, the organ is stone?
So the organ is actually made. If you take a closer look, the organ, the pipes of the organ seem to be crafted from some sort of bone, maybe like the thigh bones of some massive animal. All the keys are crafted from finger bones, and the entire thing seems to be hewn from iron.
but also don't forget the hands have not turned to anything. That is one
Okay.
interesting thing. They're just
Okay.
hands. I mean, they're like bone and such.
And preserved
Right.
in
How
like
many
conditions
hands were
that
there?
wouldn't be.
10 hands.
There were only 10 hands.
Now there's 7.
Al like is kind of like got his hands on his head. He's going, I was told there was gonna be treasure.
It's just a bit farther.
I'm like, I mean, we have the hands, Alexander.
now we've
like,
got these beautiful ice skulls.
Okay, all right. I think it's time
Commemorative
to
ice
examine
skulls.
the mural behind the altar.
Sure. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Um,
good point.
One of the mural, it depicts a man in a crown and cape. You can view him from behind. There are demons in the field in front of him, bowing before him. Another one next to it shows, unimaginable atrocities. Hundreds of women hanging from a tree, men being impaled on pikes to hang until they die, people being tossed in pits of fire. And at the bottom, it bears an inscription in Duvan Ku. Obviously, you can't read it. Another mural depicts a man stabbed with 9. This is one man. He's stabbed with 9 swords and being dropped into an hourglass. And there's another Duvan Ku inscription below that one as well.
A man being stabbed with 9 swords and dropped into an hourglass.
It's a pretty big
That
hourglass.
seems, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the hourglass is it's almost like a vat, but it's clearly an hourglass.
And it's filled with sand.
Yes, a sand hourglass. Nine swords. Anybody?
swords,
Anything about 9 mean anything to anybody here?
Well, there's 10 hands
Alexander?
outside, and 9 swords,
Yeah.
and 12 skulls.
A partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we could be stretching, right? But unless like the 9 other guys killed, the 10th guy there, like they turned on him or something. But
Oh no, that's not bad.
So I mean, all right. So where are we, right? Because I think that we've talked offline about it a little bit, but not tonight have we talked about a lot of the really freaky shit that we left behind in that house. And I'm trying to figure out relation here, right? So for those who might not have been here, the house that we walked into that had like an inert sanctuary spell or whatever it was on it, had some really interesting things. It had chairs that turned to face where we were in the house. It had a harpsichord that sounded as long as you weren't looking directly at it. It had a painting on the wall that depicted the 3 of us and our companion who was with us last week.
It had a moose head with glowing orb eyes.
So
that
the painting that
knocked out.
we saw before, is that bear any resemblance or anything to this mural?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're
So looking at the architecture, it doesn't look like this altar and this cathedral, but it looks the architecture is extremely consistent.
Right. So it was. I'm trying to remember the exact details. There was 4 of us seemingly engaged in some kind of weird ritual. I was standing under a pillar of light.
Let me grab the painting. Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it? Yeah. So Basically, the background is an altar with a tall gray statue of a skeleton looming above it. And
Right.
there's an open door next to the skeleton leading into a dark tunnel behind it. What was it? Abraham was seen holding a bunch of little spherical balls filled with fluid. Was it Losan? Losan, I believe, was
Yes.
seen drinking from like a goblet under a beam of light, and the others were seen like sort of either in adoration or in like enforcement of this activity going on.
So we've got a picture of a ritual that we're involved in. A lot of stuff indicating that rituals went on here or were important. There's the indication that time is somehow important with this hourglass that a man's being dropped
Right.
into.
Okay,
Right.
okay, and the
time
clock.
was moving
The
differently
clock.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Right. We had a water clock that was it was like a lot faster than
Yeah.
actual, like if we didn't look at it and we returned to it suddenly, it like 30 minutes had passed for every
On the
few
water
seconds.
clock. On the
yeah,
clock.
exactly.
The guy in the mural who's
Mhm.
being stabbed. What?
Yeah, so
what
you
kind
can
of?
see his face is like very clearly depicted. You know, it's very recognizable. Like they obviously wanted his face to be a focal point of this piece.
Okay.
But
Does
apart
it look
from
like
that,
he's in pain?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's
Oh.
his expression? Like, is
Agony.
he willingly?
Yeah.
But is he going? Like, is he willingly being stabbed?
It- it seems as though he's offering resistance but unable to like break free of the horror. being
Unable to break 9 swords at the same time. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he's embracing the infliction.
He hasn't,
You know?
and he hasn't resigned himself to
No.
this. Like, this is not somebody making a willing sacrifice.
Correct.
Okay.
So the other
okay.
thing that sticks out to me
he's
is
in pain. He's hurting.
the other thing that sticks out to me about the potential situation where like 9 guys turn on one other guy is that of the 4 companions we did have, only one of them showed up in the mirror in the house, and it also happens to be the person who is depicted in the painting as holding these glowing orbs that we think are supposed to be the orbs we found in the elk head, which seem to animate the dead.
No, that can't be because those orbs were dropped on the floor.
No, I don't mean the literal
They were
same
different
ones.
size, I
just
think.
mean- right, but
So the orbs from the moose
Probably.
head dropped on the floor and then like crawled to the body that was outside of that climber guy.
right.
Okay. So another thought that has to do with time. It's possible that all the wood we've seen that's turned to stone, is it just petrifying?
Right.
Is it like becoming so
It
old that it
seems to be
calcifies?
petrifying in like a very dramatic way.
Right.
It actually seems to be turning to stone itself. Like,
Right.
it doesn't seem to be like petrified wood.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't petrified wood eventually like rot? Well, I guess it depends on what it's exposed to.
I've been banned from being scientific
It's
here,
like
so.
fossilized.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Woe is you.
Oh.
Fucking
Okay.
nerd.
All right. So yeah. All right. Well, let's check out the basins, I guess, and then unless somebody wants to like play something on the organ.
Yeah, sure. So Alex was over by the organ. Abraham, what are you doing? Move this along a little bit.
Oh,
That's you.
I'm gonna go check out the basins.
Basins. Okay, great. So there are 2 basins. They're identical. Each basin is filled with this brackish black fluid. You can kind of see through it a bit, but it doesn't look like a pleasant fountain you would want to drink from. Each of the bottoms of the fountain is filled with human teeth. There are hundreds of human teeth at the bottoms of each of these basins.
Hundreds.
There's
Okay.
a Duvanku inscription above each basin, and the top of one basin you can also see a silver locket resting on top of the teeth.
Oh.
So I was wondering,
So
first of
in
all,
the
why all
water-
the skulls were jawless. So this may have something to do with that.
So in the water, but on top of the teeth.
It's clearly a Horcrux. I mean,
Well, this is clearly a trap, right? There's the.
you thought that twice already.
Well, listen, it's gonna have to start happening at some point. All
Is
right.
it though?
Maybe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe
Is
it's
it?
wrong.
Maybe it's okay. So a question for you. So we can't read the Duvanku, but we can look at it. Hey, are we able to discern any kind of commonalities going on? Like, do the inscriptions on the hand match anything near the murals or the altar, or do they look like the basin, or like, you know?
Nothing that specific. However, you do get the sense that these individual inscriptions, like the ones on the hand, the ones above the basin, they seem to be words. Like a phrase, not a phrase, like a word that is supposed to indicate like a meaning,
Right.
like open.
Okay,
you know?
so somebody had a pole, right?
A pull.
Oh, 10, I think somebody had a
yeah.
10-foot pole.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a 10-foot pole.
Okay. So I'm going to use
A
that 10-foot pole,
breakdown.
and I'm going to try to, standing back maybe like 5 or 6 feet, going to try to fish this locket out of the basin with the end
Okay.
of the pole.
Yeah. It takes you a little bit of effort, but eventually you can kind of loop one of the ends of the pole around the chain and lift it out of the water. The fluid drains off of it, and you can see the locket is relatively well preserved.
Huh.
Say, hey Alex, you still looking for treasure?
Mm.
I'm kind of like leaning. Is there like a bench to the organ?
Yeah. There's a stool.
Like, I'm like slumped over on the stool, and my eyebrows perk up. Treasure.
Says, got a pretty locket here.
Yeah, give it here.
All right, I'll bring it over to him.
Okay.
So Alex, you take it's a silver locket. It's covered in some weird black fluid, but you can wipe it off easily enough. It's sort of like you wipe your thumb across it and it reveals a mirror-like shine. And inside you can see a picture of a man. You just looked at the face, so you can immediately recognize him. It's the same man that was depicted in the mural.
Nice.
Does the locket look like it's worth a lot of money, or?
Yeah, you think you could probably fence it for quite a bit of silver, probably about 200 silver coins.
Wow.
Says,
And the way the system
That must
works,
be a lot.
you don't get experience for like disarming traps or evading monsters. You get experience for bringing treasure back to town. So every silver you bring back is worth 1 experience.
Oh.
There's some
200
pretty good
XP.
treasure here.
Perhaps it's
I feel like I could learn a lot from this.
magical.
Yes.
And maybe even in a good way.
It's gonna
Maybe even somebody who would have had detectiving magical skills
Uh,
instead of enlargement skills.
It's gonna magically buy me dinner for at least a month.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Well, expedition successful, guys. So
Right. Yeah, we got some
Go
treasure.
home. Yeah, that sounds
we
good.
got we got our beer money for the next
All right.
few weeks.
If we, so the
We
black
solved the mystery
door,
of the missing locket.
the black door to the north
Mhm.
is a door, and then the other brown thing is like some other kind of opening on the
Yeah,
east.
so it's a big bronze door. You didn't notice until now. It has no handle.
All right, that's the one that's a trap. All right, I want to approach that door.
The bronze one.
I'll
yeah.
I'm just standing there and I sort of just hand you the pole.
Yeah, all right. There's a door. We're gonna need the pole.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a relatively featureless door. It's just got like little studs in it every at a consistent pacing up and down the door. But apart from that, there's no obvious way to open it.
All right. I'm gonna press my ear up against the door.
Okay.
Uh,
It's incredibly cold.
Mhm.
But you can hear from the other side of the door. It seems as though the other that weird
Right.
sound is louder.
Okay. I say, friends, come hear those ghostly noises. They're coming from the other side of this door. What do you say we find out what's inside?
Yeah, I've never heard of a better idea in my life.
That sounds sarcasmic.
Sarcasm.
Sorry.
So Abraham, roll a
Sarcasm
wisdom check,
roll.
unless you have like a skill about religion. I don't think clerics do. But, so wisdom check would be fine.
Okay.
Damn it, Michael.
A 10. I have a 13, so I pass.
Okay. So yeah, you think this door almost has some religious significance. Usually, there's some sort of way to open it beyond like a key or a trap, or there's some sort of offering that must be made.
In order to open the door.
Okay. I don't think we can get through this door yet. We probably need to put something in the altar. What? Oh. Maybe the locket?
Hey, no.
All right, fine. We'll just put you on the altar with your lockets. You can keep holding it, Alexander. And
Well, there's also another room that we haven't gone into. And there's also the organ. It could be that we have to play something on the organ.
Yeah, there's the organ, the altar, and that northern door you guys haven't checked out yet.
yeah, I know. I just wanted to see if the noise was coming from here. It seems like it is, but yeah, if we can't get through it, all right. Losen looks disappointed, and you know, I guess let's travel to that north door and see.
Let's put the locket on the altar first. You know, maybe
We're not putting the locket in the altar.
What are you afraid of, Alex?
I'm afraid of losing this locket.
Alexander, you have to spend money to make money.
That's true. That's the first
All
rule of
right.
investing.
Spend your money.
Well, I don't have any. You're the one with the only thing of value in here right now.
Your plan isn't working out for you too well.
I said you have to spend money to make money, not me.
All right. Well, either way, I'll walk to the northern door and just sort of look at it. It's
Okay,
wood,
yeah,
and the other
it's
ones
like a
were
normal
brass,
door.
right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
stone?
so this one would it be stone as well? It would have turned to stone. My bad.
Okay, but it looks like wood that is now stone, or wood.
Correct. You can see
Right.
the grain in the wood and the stone and everything. Yeah.
And it just looks like what, like a closet door, or like just like a regular ass door, or
Like a door. You're not really sure what's on the other side. There's no real indication.
okay, but the size and sort of position in the room doesn't really grant it a lot of stature. It doesn't seem
No,
like
it's definitely not like a broom closet door or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess everybody else has opened up a door. I will. I'll pull on the handle.
Yeah, we got it, Michael.
Okay. So you open the door to reveal a hallway beyond. There are numerous doors dotting this hallway. There is one at the far end, and 2 on the left side of the hallway, and 3 on the right side of the hallway,
Okay.
2 on the right side, 3 on the left.
and 1 at the far end. A lot of doors.
All right, Abraham. There's a lot more doors for you to test your metal on now.
All right. Well, I'll.
So I'm wondering. Losen carries a small flute with him.
Mhm.
I imagine he's a pretty musical guy. I'm wondering how musical he might be.
Yeah, I mean he's an elf. They know music and shit.
Elf
So
power.
I'm wondering if Losen could attempt to tap out like a by ear an approximation on the organ of the harpsichord music that was playing upstairs.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So
call.
you start tapping on the organ, and it seems like you're familiar with how an organ should sound. There should be a bellow of air, and
Right.
then the note should kind of catch. It seems as though the air is catching. The mechanism in the organ isn't quite working. It feels like something's blocking it.
So if we look
There's
up,
like a panel. There's a panel you can lift up and look into the mechanism of the organ.
All right.
Go
Well,
ahead,
it's
Losen.
back around to me. I lift the panel.
Okay. Inside you can see a what looks like a small bowl made of onyx and a necklace lodged around some of the strings in the organ, preventing it from moving.
I don't
like
like.
a-
I don't want there to be more jewelry. Can it be something else?
I want more treasure.
This adventure is far too generous so far.
I smell treasure.
Alex starts sniffing
So,
in the air.
a bowl made of. Is there anything in the bowl, or?
No, it's an empty bowl. You think it's some sort of ceremonial bowl, but it's carved from onyx, so you think that's relatively valuable.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll lift it out and see if I can disentangle the necklace from the organism.
No problem. Yeah, so you can get the onyx bowl and the necklace dislodged after a few minutes of work. The necklace is a sapphire stone set into a gold chain. You think that's worth about 250 silver? The bowl
Blowing
is,
Michael out of the water.
is exquisitely crafted. You think you could probably get about 1,300 silver for the bowl.
Whoa.
Woo.
I forgot to mute for coughing there.
Papa
Um,
likey.
All right. Well.
Uncomfortable with this.
I don't. I don't like
All right.
anything
Well,
that's going on.
now that I've disentangled it, if I place those down for a moment on like the bench next to me, can I tap out the song on the organ?
Yeah, so it takes you a few rounds of experimentation, but after a few seconds, you're able to kind of pluck out the notes. You begin matching that haunting sound you heard upstairs. All of a sudden, everyone gets this strange searing pain in their head. Everyone take a save versus magic.
What if we don't want to?
Motherfucking elf.
Save versus magic.
Do we have saves? Oh, we totally do. This is a great character sheet.
Yeah, they're really good, right?
Oh, I failed.
So wait, this is intelligence, right?
Oh, you want to go over it?
Magic save.
No.
Yeah, you have to roll over it. The lower
Oh, you got to roll over them.
they go down as you level.
Wow,
up.
a natural one. Wow.
Okay. Cool.
Wait.
So
All right, next characters.
Hold on. It looks like I rolled a 2 and it says failure.
Yeah,
yeah,
because you have to roll
and
Yeah,
over.
saves
saying
you
you
roll
gotta roll
above.
Oh.
It's really stupid. I hate first edition. Anyway, everyone fails.
But it's okay for those learning D&D on the stream. Don't worry about it.
Don't
Everything's
play
fine.
first edition. So everyone feels this like searing pain in their head, and suddenly you get this vision of a black room with a model of a small building on it, and in front of it you can see what appears to be a slender human with covered head to toe in red robes, and where her skin should be exposed, you can see blood-soaked linen wraps covering every inch of her skin. She appears to be marking something with a quill and ink on it's like a stone slab with what appears to be a parchment on it. She is busily scrawling something and then looks up and appears to look directly at you, and then suddenly the vision ends and you're standing back in the chapel.
It's just a mummy. No big deal.
You saw that what she was writing was the outlines of a chapel and the surrounding complex around it, and you think that it may have been this chapel. You don't remember exactly how the architect or the sketch was laid out, but you get the sense that there was about like 30 rooms in the complex.
Oh, jeez.
Does anything about our knowledge of magic lead us to believe that this was like a flashback and not a present tense?
You think it was
situation?
definitely a flashback. You don't get the
Okay.
sense that this was current. So as you stop playing the music, Lawson,
Right.
suddenly there's a loud tremor. Alex, you're sort of caught off balance. You were sort of in the midst of that vision. You like almost stumble to your knees at the strength of this tremor. The mountain itself seems to be rumbling. It stops after a few moments.
I kind of like lurch forward and catch myself on the bench of the organ's bench, and I steady myself and try to also steady the bowl to keep it from falling.
Yeah. Bowl is super steady in your backpack. Okay. So everyone, all of you, are going to be at -1 on all of your rolls for the rest of the session because you're so haunted by the vision you just saw.
Okay.
That was the save.
I feel haunted.
It's no good.
I do feel haunted. All right. Well, Lucen does not play anymore on the organ.
Okay.
I do, however, wish to take the necklace I found and place it on the altar.
Okay, sure. So you walk up to the altar and you can see the altar is carved in the shape, like if you had an aerial view of this chamber, it would be as though the altar was carved in the shape of a skull. And to get to the actual platform of the altar, you have to walk into the skull's mouth.
All right. Well, I said I put it on the altar, so I
So
guess
you
I
walk
do
up?
so.
And on the platform, you can see there is a jeweled dagger resting next to a black and jewel-encrusted bowl.
Just like the same kind of bowl?
No,
is
it seems to be
more
made of
worth
like a
it than
stone.
the other one?
No, it doesn't seem. It doesn't
Toss
seem like
that
it's
bowl, pick up the new one.
Yeah. So a jewel-encrusted dagger and an ornate-ish stone bowl.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry. I read the wrong part. It's a jeweled dagger and a ruby necklace. I'm sorry.
Oh.
all right. So now I got a ruby necklace and a sapphire necklace.
We don't have enough necks for these necklaces. That's the problem.
Well, Yeah. All right.
Wait,
Um,
well, oh, I guess the skulls don't have necks.
and they're what? They're just like placed on the altar.
Yeah, they're just resting on top of the altar.
All right. I'm gonna place my necklace down beside them.
Okay. There's no obvious reaction.
What do you guys think?
Well, if you bring those objects out, I'll investigate them and see if I can tell anything. They probably say
All right. Yeah. I
money.
mean, if nothing happens, I'll just pick up all 3 items and try and like lug them over to Abraham and Alex and say, well, we did find more treasure, Alexander, but I'm not sure what any of it means.
You're not supposed to take treasure from an altar, daft elf.
Where's that written?
That's a
It's
good
written
question.
in the good book.
All right.
All the pictures.
Right. So I'll look at the dagger. I'll look at the dagger. I'll look at the bowl. See if these are obviously ceremonial.
Yeah, I like hold them up to you, and I'm just like, figure it out.
I figure it out.
You're the cleric.
Okay, roll a wisdom check.
I get a -1.
Yeah.
Well, that's a failure then.
That's a failure. Okay.
Fucker.
Yeah, they seem valuable. Obviously used in some sort of ceremonial presentation. You're not sure exactly what they were used for. Probably some sort of sacrifice or something like that.
All right, I make something up. I don't want to look stupid in front of the rabble.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Oh, these are obviously used in a ceremonial bloodletting ritual, where the victim would be drained of all his bodily fluids, clearly stabbed in the
just the
heart with
blood.
his ruby dagger, and then drained into this bowl, where the priest, drank it.
Is the bowl like anywhere near big enough for that?
Well, it's a ruby necklace and a dagger, but yeah, sure.
Oh, right, I'm sorry, yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
sorry.
bowl. There's no bowl.
But yeah, no, it's a compelling story.
Right.
You believe what
No,
you're
he's
told.
he's talking about the onyx bowl. That's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
That's what he meant.
You believe what you're told.
All right. Well, I guess we need to explore the other hallway. Maybe. I mean, there's 30 rooms to this place. So, I mean, what are you doing, Alexander?
I've just been, well, hiding the bowl amongst my clothes and sitting at the.
You took my bowl?
You left it. And I've been sitting at the stool of the organ, just kind of boredly tapping my feet, waiting to go on.
Okay.
All right. Well, I say, all right, very well, Alexander. If you wish, you should be the keeper of the treasures. You'll lug the load,
I'll keep it safe.
so that I can hold the lantern and he can hold the 10-foot pole.
I'll keep it safe until we can divvy it up at the end.
Fair enough. Good
Okay,
idea.
so you guys want to explore that hallway?
Yeah.
All right. So to your immediate right and left, there are 2 doors, and
Okay.
as the hallway extends, there are more going down.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go to the left door because left is
Okay.
right and right is wrong.
So there's a knob on the door. The door is stone as well. You turn it, and the door appears locked.
Well, Alex, what do you think?
Cracks my knuckles, and are we gonna try to force it down?
Yeah, I mean, a locked door. That's the least scary
Alright.
thing we've seen so far in here.
So I kind of give it a few raps with my knuckles. Listen, does it sound like crazy thick or heavy, or is there any?
At least hollow on the other side.
No, it sounds like the door upstairs, or it feels like the door upstairs, probably 1.5 inches thick.
Okay. And are there any, like, can we see any hinges or
Yeah,
anything?
so there are 2 hinges, one on the top and one on the bottom, and they're sort of like the long iron hinges that extend across the door. If that makes sense. Like the door seems like it was wood bound with iron, but stone bound with iron now.
Okay. I'm gonna take my maul to the hinges.
Okay, sure. Make a strength check, and you can take +1 to it to cancel out the -1 you have, so you're flat.
I want to roll under, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
under.
So yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you strike the top hinge and it knocks loose of its setting. You're able to kind of like, with a bit of muscle, work the door so that you can push it backwards and, create a small gap that you can climb through.
We're in.
All
Okay.
right.
So inside, you can see a very small room. It's 10 foot by 10 foot. And there are 3 doors, one on each wall. So north, west, and south. This appears to be some sort of like suite. It appears as though this was all like one living space.
So there's three rooms, one on each door.
Yeah, picture this as
Or
like a
one door
small
in each.
10 foot by 10 foot foyer. And you get the sense that like it's decorated to where the door you just smashed through was like the entrance to this area.
Okay, and it's like furniture and stuff.
There's like a small table, a chair in the corner. There's a plant that's long since died. There's
Is it turned to stone?
no. Oh yeah, it would have. If it died, it would have. Yeah.
All right.
What did you want to happen, Kevin?
What do you mean?
With the door, you were like, all right. I don't know. You just sounded.
Oh,
really
no.
upset.
I mean, well, I wanted you to die in a fiery frost death doom.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys
Maybe
are in this small meeting area.
Maybe this story is of the doom of the Death Frost, and
Everything's gonna be fine.
everything's gonna be fine.
Okay. Sure. So, I don't know. Let's just do it. Is there any indication which door might be like anything? Like, is there?
The one to the north seems the least well appointed, if that makes any sense. It seems like the proverbial broom closet that Alex was looking for.
Okay,
Alright,
sure.
let's
Yeah,
start
let's do that.
Okay. So you open the door. It's a small room, and as far as long abandoned pre-germ theory toilets in subterranean headquarters of ancient murder cults go, this is pretty good. It's got a stone chair and a hole in the floor.
All right. Well, if you guys
Next room?
want to search through the privy,
Do I smell any treasure?
you smell something,
Yes, you
but it's
do.
not treasure.
Okay.
So there's a door on the south wall and a door on the western wall.
South.
All right, this door is locked as well. So Alex, if you want to take a couple minutes just bashing it down with your maul. do that.
I mean, does it look any different than the one I just bashed down?
Less reinforced.
Even less so?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kick it down.
Okay. So you kick out like a section of the center panel of the door, and you're able to kind of reach around and just unlock it. And inside you see so you see like a bedroom. This once opulent room, hidden behind a locked door, contains a bed, an old cabinet, and a reading table with a lantern and oil flask. The furniture is stone, but the cloth has entirely rotted through.
Huh.
Did somebody else can carry a lantern?
Yeah, I'll go to lantern. So are there like dressers or anything?
Yeah. So there's one dresser, a bed, like a chair with a small reading table.
Okay, is there anything inside the? I'm gonna walk up to the dresser and just gingerly sort of pull out the drawers here.
Okay, yeah. So it's mostly rotten clothes. The fabric is long since decayed. Occasionally, you'll see like a belt buckle, like standing, like basically decayed off of its belt. The leather belt is not usable. But yeah, otherwise, nothing much of importance. Make a search check.
Is that one of these? Is that
Yeah, so it should be
It's a
1d6.
skill.
Oh,
It should be 1d6, and I think your wisdom would affect it. So you
I
would need
don't
a
have
1.
any skills, so
It would just be a 1d6, and then if you have a wisdom plus 1, it would be a 2d6. So it would be a 2 out of 6, rather.
But -1.
Right. Nope. Okay.
I have a 1 wisdom. That doesn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, you still fail. But yeah, so the dresser is otherwise
Okay.
unremarkable.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
All right. What about the third door?
Yeah, so the third door is unlocked. And this room was clearly a library of whoever lived in this suite. The shelves have rotted and the books have tumbled to the floor. And a small stool lays toppled in the northeast corner of the room.
So the shelves rotted. They're not stone.
Correct. The shelves rotted before apparently they turned to stone.
Oh, but they are stone now.
Right. So the shelves have like collapsed and there's a bunch of books and scrolls and tomes on the floor.
Now, are the books stone or are they books?
Your books.
What a great question.
Books with stone pages.
Well, I mean,
Right.
what's
Yeah,
the
you're right.
difference between a
No,
book
it's
and
legitimate.
Totally legitimate question. I don't know.
like they're made of the same stuff?
Right.
No, it's fine. It was just an amusing
So
wording.
I'll pick up one of the books and see if I can read it.
Okay. So it's most of them are written in Duvan Ku. Take a search check.
Show off.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me! I can read.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just sifting through. Just does anyone else want to do this while they're waiting for him to sift through the books? Anyone else want to do something? That's fine.
No.
So it takes a few minutes. Kevin, roll a 1d6 for me, just to see what you find.
3.
So you see a book surprisingly written in the common tongue. The book posits a theory on how water could be transformed into a substance they call liquid time, and be used to trap souls. The ritual is too vague to be of like an actual use, but it describes the process.
Well, they could never do that. That'd be crazy.
And what's the? Okay, that sounds bad.
It's not the best thing I've read all day. Well, maybe it is.
Liquid time traps souls.
Okay.
Keep looking. Maybe we can find the book. That
Yeah, I
makes
mean,
it
I'll keep
diet
looking through the
time.
books if we can find anything else that's
Sure.
interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing you find, you see a scroll, and the outside has a word written in common. It says "useful" with a question mark.
All right, I'll hand it to Wilson.
All right.
It says
listen,
this scroll is the same as you.
Oh,
That one hurt.
Right in the I don't know. Do elves have gonads? Anyways.
All right. So it's a scroll with a wax seal on it, and written in a quill ink on the outside is "useful."
All right, so Losen says very well, and he like puts down the lantern, and he goes to put down his newfound treasure to unfurl the scroll, and suddenly like cries out in shock and dismay. He says, "The dagger! I can't let go! Help me!"
Oh, well,
uh-oh.
that's good.
I told you so.
What do you mean? You asked for more treasure, you fool!
I said don't take treasure from altars. It's not nice for the god folk.
You said it too late.
Okay, you know, so I'll. It looks tough. What you've got going on there. Listen, I just want to have my hand also stuck to the dagger. You understand, right?
So it could be like one of those sitcom episodes where two people super glue each other.
All right,
Like,
all right. Let's handle this very carefully.
Crazy.
I
Put
say,
your
if
hand-
you wish to do that, I have that hand in my pocket here. Like, go
Put-
ahead and.
Just put your hand on the ground, and I lift my maul over my head.
Maul.
I do not put my hand on the ground.
Close your eyes.
I don't close my eyes.
Oh, the maul. The maul amputation. Not the most preferred method of amputation. All right.
So Alex is like, he thinks this is a great idea. He's standing there ready for you. He's like, on your counter mine, you choose.
So Losen like backs away across the room. He says, "No, you're a madman. You're a madman. There must be some way to break this."
I'm telling you how to break it.
I mean, to be fair, if your fingers are crushed underneath the maul, they may not be able to hold out of the dagger anymore.
You don't know that.
Okay.
I'll be in pain. Horrible pain.
I was just trying to help.
All right. Let me see. I might have a spell that could help.
All right. I choose to make my hand 40%
So-
bigger.
You know that a bless spell can sometimes help with cursed items.
Yeah.
However, once the curse has been afflicted, it's mostly too late.
Right, and also bless doesn't affect elves.
Oh.
Because they're
Oh well, you could also bless an object.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I have bless, but
It's too late. It's too
it's
late
too
for
late.
that.
Don't worry, Losen. You could become a chef.
Well, don't worry, guys. If we have to fight,
It's not the
guess
worst.
I'll be
It's
using
it's not
ceremonious
the
dagger
it's not the worst
that,
object to
that
have.
has like a ruby necklace wrapped around it and my hand.
All right,
Yeah.
so where to?
Well, wait a second.
I mean, you got the scroll on the ground you haven't read yet, but
Yeah, exactly. I want to read the scroll,
Yeah,
but I only have.
I'll open the scroll case and hold it in front of him.
okay.
All right.
Yeah. So make an intelligence check to try and read the arcane writings.
All right. I
Okay.
way succeeded.
So Losen, you begin reading the runes, and you sort of slip into that familiar tongue of spellcasting as you go through the scroll. Suddenly, your lantern goes out. You can't see anything. The room is pitch black. Alex and Abraham notice nothing change.
I say, well, not my god, but my word. What happened? Where are you folks?
You may have blinded yourself. I mean, out of character. I say, what are
No,
you talking
I
about,
assumed
Losen?
that was in character.
Well,
Just like, by the way,
You blinded yourself. Here, read this. What'd you do?
stop blinding yourself. Stop blinding yourself. All right.
I say, Abraham, light your lantern. I can't see.
I say, your lantern is lit.
But
Have you?
you fool! It just went out. It's pitch black in here.
don't try to rub your eyes.
Losen is not doing so well. It seems.
That's fine.
Hey, now you can't see scary things.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can't tell that I'm not in the mirror.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's pitch black in here. Like, what are you talking about?
Say no. The light is on, Losen.
No, it's kinder this way. Yeah, we can't see anything. Oh, what a plight.
Light.
I say, well, somebody read it out and undo this damnable thing.
I can't read magic, friend.
I can't read words, friend.
Just say what I said. You know.
Oh,
I don't
get
remember
this
the-
dagger out of my hand.
All right. So what do you guys do? When you want to just leave him upstairs and Losen get a new character?
I mean,
what
he's
the hell?
He's blind. He can do it.
he's
trying to say?
like he's like the goat in Jurassic Park at this point. Like
He's not the goat in Jurassic Park.
What are you saying? What are you saying about
He's
blind
like
people?
he's like Nedry.
All right. Somebody needs to take the 10-foot pole. I'll hold it in one hand. You hold it, and you can like guide me along.
No, why don't we just it unscrews. We'll give you a section. You can use it like a walking stick.
Losen starts like desperately just like shouting out incantations that he thinks he remembers from like other spells, like
Alright.
hoping something will happen.
all right, I'll like cover his mouth with my hand. I'll say, shh, fair elf. Everything's all right. You just come under a bit of a affliction.
I say, why? Why did I let you talk me into coming here? This treasure is cursed and worthless.
I say, but friend, only one way out exists now. We have to go deeper.
What?
I'm
Wait,
sure
what
there.
about-
I'm
what
sure
about
there'll
just
be a
going
remedy.
back?
I'm sure. You want to go back? I'm sure you'll never find a remedy for this blindness and this
Maybe he just needs to. Maybe he just needs to wash it out.
I saw a basin in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm willing to plunge my cursed hand into the basin.
Okay. So you go back to the basin and
Guide
so-
me back to the basin.
I think the inscriptions above the basin say emergency eye wash.
Yeah, I want to like plunge my hand into the basin where the locket was.
Okay. Yeah. So nothing happens. You know, you can get a handful of water if you wish,
Or teeth?
or teeth.
No. Well, my hand's like holding a dagger, so that doesn't really.
It was just some demonic science experiment where they put teeth in coke. And
You can put the dagger in your belt or something. You just can't like relinquish it.
Oh, I could physically let go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
But you
You
can't
might
see
be
your
able to
belt
cover your
anymore,
eyes
so
with
it's...
the.
Losin,
Watch your eyes.
like Losin scoops up a cup of water, yeah, and like splashes it into his eyes.
Okay. Make a save versus. Fuck it. Breath weapon.
What? What am I doing?
Save versus breath weapon.
Oh, that's actually a thing. Succeed.
Whoa!
A 20.
Okay. Wow. All right. So
So you only three-quarters die.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. So you splash the black water in your eye, and suddenly as the black water runs, and you can see like little black raindrops dripping down your hands, like the darkness in your eyes sort of drips away, and you begin to see rivulets of color come back into your eyes.
Whoa! Emergency
sudden-
eye wash station, indeed.
Well, he's not
Suddenly,
done.
you
Look
feel
who-
a bit of pain. You feel your eyes, like as you start moving them, like something inside your eye socket is scratching at them. It feels extremely strange at first, but you grit your teeth and able to power through it, and eventually you don't feel anything at all. Your eyes have worked normally. You don't know what you just escaped.
Oh, nice. I say, friends, I can see again. I can see again. It worked. No,
There might be spiders in your eyes, though.
that's fine. I say, I say, let's carry on, but I'll do no more of the incantations. And also, I just have to say, that was extremely unuseful.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
can we write on the outside of the skull casing the other side, like, no?
Yeah.
Nope.
Do not try
Nah,
this
dude.
at home.
All right.
Yeah, so there's still another door to the right, and there's several other doors that
Lots of
it's
doors.
none of them are locked. They're pretty quick to open and check out if you want to do that.
Yeah, we just want to like
Sure.
blow through them. I think we could even split up. I'm just gonna I'll see which door Abraham goes to next, and I'll just walk to the next one and try and open that too.
Sure. So Abraham, you open the door to the right. You can see that ruined mats, corroded pots, and shattered remains of several leg irons are bolted into the floor. There's graffiti scratched into the walls and floors, some in the common tongue and some in bits of other languages you can't really make out.
What is the gist of the graffiti that we can? Well, I don't think actually Alex would understand any of it. So
So you get the sense that this was sort of like a chamber where they would keep servants or slaves. You get the sense that like every bedroll has like a space where a leg iron was next to it. You get the sense people kept here were not happy about being kept here.
Like they weren't prisoners; they didn't like it that much.
It's not like a luxury apartment.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing else like of interest, really?
No, besides the graffiti, no.
What's the graffiti say? It's in Dueling Coup?
Yeah, you want to take a look?
Yeah.
So who's in the room? Alex or Abraham and Alex?
I mean,
Yeah, we're gonna let
I've
Lesson rest
I've
up a
been
minute.
I've been sticking with the group. I didn't know. we
Okay.
were-
Why don't Alex and Abraham both take search checks at +1?
How does search work?
It's a 1d6 default for everyone,
Oh, okay.
and the -1, yeah, won't apply to this one. It's fine.
Oops.
And I think that -1 was meant to only be for d20 rolls, so saves, intelligence or stat checks, or attack rolls. Okay, so Abraham, you see on the wall several short-handed scrawlings. It appears to be, like sheet music, like tablature almost, for some sort of instrument. On the floor, Alex, you can see one of the slaves must have scrawled a rudimentary map of the complex, or at least part of it. You find, oh shit, My handouts are black. Hold on.
Should we take a quick break?
Yeah, I want to pee.
Yeah.
My handouts just disappeared.
Just like
Hey,
Yeah.
Andrew, I found that sometimes, at least when my stuff disappears, hitting the hamburger menu to the left of the chat panel and then hitting it again brings stuff back.
the hamburger menu.
The little three
The little
lines,
Oh, okay, cool.
that one that kind of pops out near the scroll bar.
We're gonna take a quick break, I think. Oh, I see a handout. Is that what we're supposed to see?
it.
yeah.
There's the
We'll
handout
take
you
a
guys
handout
find sprawled on the floor, and we will take a quick break while you guys check that out.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
I'm guessing that's our hallway. What do you think there, Abraham?
I mean, this is obviously a map.
Right. So what did we did the first two? We did the left with like the double branch, and we did the right.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the left was the first one we went in. There's the bookcases, and there's
Uh-huh.
me dying. And now you guys are in the right-hand room with all the iron bedrolls and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the same symbol as the room. The room we're in has the same symbol as the room we left, and it also I would assume that the next room up there is going to be another privy.
Sort of. They're all slightly different, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like so serious or not.
I mean, it obviously means something.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, and I'm just gonna go into that next little mini room that looks like a closet while you guys are in there, and then I
Okay.
guess we'll be able to move on. But yeah, we should check out that thing at the end of the hall, and then I doubt maybe we won't even have time to go back to the main room to that other far door. But interesting. A lot going on.
Yeah. Okay. Also, the symbol in the top.
The top room.
Well,
That's what I was saying. Should probably be our next destination. I mean, we could pop into these rooms that don't seem to have anything really, but
yeah. I mean, it looks like it's the same symbol as the
the bottom.
The bottom. But also, what are those two? Rooms on the left that don't seem to be connected to anything.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, it's-
It could be the house. One of them could be the house or something. Like it could be representative of the disconnect from the ladder or whatever. Yeah, I mean,
you don't think they resemble those areas? They don't seem to give you any recognition to the cabin above or the area like the hallway or the room of hands you saw.
Yeah, Duke, I'm not sure. I mean, if you're looking pretty strictly at it, the symbol all the way on top and all the way in the back in the main room are very similar, and the symbol in the like evil, the room on the left and the room on the right are very similar to each other. I don't remember what was in that southwest door. The bookcase is on the left. The janitor's the toilet was on top, and what was on the bottom?
Bedroom.
A bedroom. Okay, so these are both the bedrooms, basically. Those symbols.
Yeah, so
Perhaps.
that one section of like the toilet, bookcase, and the
Mhm.
bedroom, and that's like one suite that was locked.
I d-
So
Right.
someone important probably lived there. That's
Right.
a lot
Okay.
of
And then we have a very similar symbol in the room that they're in now, with all the bed fixings and stuff.
Yeah, so the room they're in now seems to be like a slave's quarters or something like that.
Okay.
You're not sure why the symbols would be similar.
Right. And I'm just gonna explore the little like mini closet right above that while they're doing that. When I have a chance, I'm just open
which
it
one?
and see if there's the middle right room.
Okay. Yeah. So that is another toilet. This appears to be
Okay.
a public toilet. It's much dirtier. Doesn't have a chair, so they probably would just squat over a hole in the floor. Not terribly appealing.
All right.
You want to
I stay
investigate?
a while.
So how about this? How about this, Lawson? If you look at the bottom symbol, if that's a person, right, a very crudely drawn person, perhaps it doesn't have a mouth, right?
Oh, fuck me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The slaves' quarters is actually the top right room. I read the wrong description. I'm sorry about
The
that, guys.
empty one. The empty
So the
one.
empty one with no, that's the slaves'
Okay,
quarters.
that's where we are then.
Yeah, so the room with
I
the
agree.
face.
I
room
agree.
with
I mean,
Sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go on. No. Sorry.
Oh, so I was just gonna say, so the room that you know with that like skull with the scowling face, that's that nicely appointed bedroom. The one opposite of that, it contains rotted out cots and empty footlockers. It appears to be a barracks that was used by the former residences.
And then everything's rotted in the foot lockers.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Abraham
Kevin,
and
so as
Alexander.
you search the footlockers, so you search the footlockers, you can see one of the footlockers has a grotesque wooden mask, and the where the teeth should be in the mask, there are brackish, like black teeth, black stained teeth set into it. It appears obvious they came from the basin.
Oh,
Great.
and it's a wooden mat. Does it have any
It's wooden.
Yep.
actually? And does it have any? Excuse me.
It's wooden stone. Yeah.
Wooden stone. Okay.
Oh,
Does it
okay.
have? You keep doing that to us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The writing in this module is so inconsistent.
Do you? Sorry. Does it have any like string or band or anything to attach it as a mask would?
Yeah, it's got actually like it's got like a stone tiara band that sort of sets around your ears and keeps it on your head. So you probably like set that on top of your head and it just like rests there like a crown would. Think of like a crown with like a visor in the front almost.
Yeah, like a welder's mask.
Mhm.
Man, I really want to put it on.
Lawson's definitely not. He's had enough.
Listen, Lawson, you're the goat in this Jurassic Park. You've got to put on the mask.
That was such a good '60s cop procedural. Listen, Lawson. That was a really funny show.
So there are two more rooms that you guys haven't explored. There's the skull room at the top and that room with the weird square on the left.
Yeah. So I will continue along the hallway and I'll check out that left-hand room.
Sure. So this room has marble tables and benches surrounding a fire pit with a spit. There are rusted tongs and iron cutlery scattered about the room, and the upper parts of the walls and ceiling are stained with thick black smoke.
All right, I found the kitchen.
I just want to try to maybe just scratch the soot a little bit with the pole. I'm
Sure.
not expecting much, but
You guys have
yeah.
joined me in this room.
Which one are we in? The top one?
Top left.
top left.
No, top
yeah.
left.
With the weird square kind of
And
stuff.
that could be a fire pit, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's what it
smoke
looks like.
coming out of it.
Yeah, so the fire pit is along the northern wall, and it doesn't seem to have like a chimney set into the back. It seems to be like a stone basin extending out into the room. The soot on the ceiling just sort of rubs onto the pole normally.
Okay. And I'll use the pole just sort of like if there's ashes there, I'm just gonna push it through them, see if there's anything inside.
Yeah, you can. Nothing inside. You can just stir it around. There's some bits of charcoal that is.
Okay. So I want to examine the I guess it's western wall.
Uh-huh.
Very carefully, just to see if perhaps this map is showing that there is a room beyond this
Right.
that is
Sure.
secret.
We
in
actually
nature.
have. Oh, this was the map that was scrawled into the floor, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So we've actually seen this as characters.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Okay.
So you look around the rest of the western wall. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. There's no obvious like handholds or catches that would trigger a secret door. that you
Could
can find.
it be another floor?
What do you mean?
Like a different elevation?
Oh, sorry. What do you mean a different elevation? I'm not sure.
Like-
I mean,
like it's a
like a
different
floor
level.
of a building, like above or below us. I'm asking those guys.
Right. Yeah. No, that thought had occurred to me.
So Alex kind of shoves the. Wait, who has the wood mask?
I do.
You.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you want it?
Did you-
So.
Well, I kind of wanted to see if Alex was gonna shove it into Lawson's hands to see if the elf man could discern any meaning from it. And
Yeah,
he
I
said-
say,
you don't have to
and
put
he
it
said,
on Lawson.
Lawson like inspects it carefully and says, "I here, like hold it up to your face and let me see if it."
I just wanted to know if you guys sensed any magic on it before I put it on.
So I mean, I'll take a look at it. Does it seem familiar in any way? Is it religious perhaps? Do I notice the any markings on it, or is it just a mask?
It appears to be just a mask. You're not able to really glean anything just from handling it, unfortunately.
Well, Alex,
Once I was in a dungeon, and there was this spyglass, and when we looked through it, we could see markings.
yeah. Well, then
Like-
maybe this mask
like
is
what?
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it a shot.
And then
All
there
right.
are two.
So, Alex,
Alex does not put the mask on. But
God.
he looks through the eye holes.
But
Like-
from far away.
Yeah, like from far away. Like
okay.
he holds it out at arm's length.
Yeah, you see rainbows and flowers and pastures and no, you see the same thing that you normally would.
Oh, so rainbows and flowers.
Yeah.
He's stoned off his ass.
I don't
all right,
know.
so-
I'll put it on, but not now.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So the last door is the door at the far end of the hall.
Yes.
Well, hold on. I want
sorry.
to tap on the stone and see if I can find a hollow in the wall.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a search check.
Okay.
Abraham, what are you doing?
Lawson, you get the sense that Abraham feels something about this room isn't right, even though he can't quite put his finger on it. Glancing around the room, you can see that something feels odd as well. You're in a stone chamber underground with a fire pit, and
Right.
yet there's no obvious source of ventilation or
Right.
air. So realizing that, around the fire pit, poking around, you can find a false panel in the ceiling.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
The panel leads to an open shaft, and the shaft is choked with soot and smoke.
Can we see all the way up it at
Is
all,
there a
or
grate at the top?
You'd have to climb a bit. So it sort of extends about 3 feet up into the ceiling and then curves to the left.
always curves to the left?
Always. To the
Um,
left. Let's go in.
Well, I mean, can we? It's up in a ceiling. Like what?
Oh, could we climb up there?
Yeah.
one of
What
you
options for
boosted
getting
the
into?
other.
Sorry.
We could boost
One of
each
you
other.
could boost another up, and then the last person could probably stand up on one of the marble tables and climb up. if
Okay,
they
yeah.
had help.
Well, I don't think we should all necessarily disappear into the same vent without.
Why? Why not?
I mean, to all be enclosed in one space with nobody on the other end to use the 10-foot pole to pull you back out or something like that doesn't seem.
Are you just trying to say you want to stay behind?
Are we just gonna get stuck
I
crawling?
can. No, I don't know. Nor do you. I mean, it's a chimney basically. Like, who goes up and down chimneys? No
Santa.
one. Yeah. Well, that not in this world.
I
So
don't know that.
anyway, yeah. Well, Lawson's quite shaken by his experience, and he says, I'd prefer not to go somewhere so dark.
That's
after
fine.
after my recent experience.
Elf, I understand you're of uncommonly thin,
Constitution.
constitution. I will go in your stead as a stout manling.
All right. You're
I'll-
a fat kid.
All right, I'll Alex boost me under the unknown.
There we go.
Okay, I get. I
Oh,
give a
also,
really hefty.
Yeah,
Lift.
I want to take one end of the rope and leave the other end here.
Okay, cool.
There's just
So
gonna be two
I'm
tugs, and you guys are gonna pull back like a severed rope end.
Nice.
I'm
Then you'll
assuming
be
you're-
the goat from Jurassic Park.
It's true.
That's true.
Are you taking Lawson's lantern, or are
Yeah.
you taking a torch? Okay.
Well, he has
taking-
that other lantern we found in the bedroom, I think, right?
Oh, true. I can take that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have 2 torches. I just haven't been using them.
I also have a map to this place. I just forgot to tell you guys.
We're taking all of Lawson's possessions as punishment for his cowardice.
So I'm gonna tell them if I tug 3 times, pull me back.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
If I tug once, it's an accident.
Yeah, it's just a safety tug.
And twice I was just messing with you to see if you were paying attention.
So yeah, you can see that this the grate, it turns to the left, and you can actually stand. It's high enough to, it's like 5.5 feet tall. You can stand.
Okay.
It goes about 15, 20 feet straight ahead, and then drops down into a different room. And you can see there's a grate covering the drop down. And above you, you can see, like halfway down the shaft, there is a vertical shaft extending directly upward. You don't see any light coming in from the top.
Can I climb up
you-
that shaft?
There's no ladder or handhold, so doing
So it's
would
like-
be-
Oh, it's just a straight shaft.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like an inverted Y. This shaft.
And you remember you cleared the ice and the debris off the top of the other shaft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
that
the
was
other
choked with
shaft
some
down,
weird
if I go
substance.
there and I look down, I like hold the lantern over it, what do I see?
Up top.
no,
No,
the
down.
down one.
down
Into
one.
the
Yeah,
next
the-
room.
So you see what appears to be a crypt. You can see a stone sarcophagus. You can see it's mostly an unappointed chamber, but you see a closed stone sarcophagus.
Just where you want to be, Abraham.
I mean, I am a cleric of Bunhora. I'm sure I could handle any crypt.
I think
think
that
you-
sarcophagus has your name written all over it.
But if I went down, there'd be no way to come back up.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant drop. It's maybe like a 12-foot straight drop.
If he looks, I mean, if he like leans down at all, is there any way he can see if there's an egress from that room if he were
What
to
if
go in
you?
there?
What if you tie the rope around your neck and lower yourself into the room?
So if you could stand on the sarcophagus, you might be able to jump up and grab onto the ledge, but it'd be tough, and the sarcophagus isn't quite under the hole.
Right. And it looks
so
like the only.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I mean-
I'm not going down there.
Yeah.
I will. I'll like fish a coin out of my pocket and just like toss it down the hole.
Okay. You hear it echo like pretty significantly. You get the sense that the room isn't very big that you drop the coin into. You can't quite see the door, but you don't get the sense that it's a massive chamber. This is probably like a personal crypt.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do anything. You're sitting.
We're here to make money, not waste it. Stop throwing coins in there.
You're here to spend
You
money.
Like
spend
a wishing
money.
crypt.
You gotta spend money to find
It's
out
not
the
a
size of
wishing
rooms.
crypt. Let's just
Okay.
come back here.
While we're waiting, Alex is like, "Hey, Losin, can I borrow your dagger?"
Very funny, Alex. Very funny.
Okay, so so these are the only two exits off this
This shaft.
Correct.
and the other one that goes up. I just can't see anything and I can't climb it. Right.
Right. It's completely black. You could try climbing it. It'd just be very difficult. And you can when you put your hand on the wall, it's sort of like there's a thick layer of soot covering the wall, so
I mean,
it'd be really
we
tough.
do need an actual chimney, so that's probably just what the purpose of that part
Right.
is.
You might be able to like it is called the chimney climb, where you like put your hands and feet on opposite ends and just like shimmy
But
up.
this-
But it's so tough because it's so
This is
choked.
so-
with soot.
The walls are perfectly slick. There would be
Yeah.
no way for even a chimney sweep to make that kind of climb.
Okay. All right, and I don't have the 10-foot pole, right?
No.
Right.
Is it in sections?
I mean, it is.
You have a stick.
Sectionable.
But how high do I think this shaft goes? More than 10 feet?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you said 12 or at least or something. Like that.
No, probably
Oh,
like 40.
much more. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right,
All
then
the way
I'll
back up.
I'll climb back out and tell them about what I saw.
We got to get into that crypt.
Well, do you want to? We can go this
What?
way if you want, but
Why don't we? How far did you go? Like,
could we tie the rope out here?
What was the horizontal distance that you traversed?
20 feet almost.
So could we tie
There's
the
two
rope
other
out?
considerations. One is that we still have a room on, like, if we're gonna leave this area and potentially not be able to get back, we might as well check out that room at the top of the hall first. And also, if the map is any indication of how we found that crypt, then perhaps going back to the bookshelf room, though I'm loath to do it, could lead to the other room that we see on the map.
I mean, there's definitely no way we can't get back because we have enough rope that we could just.
We could just
climb.
tie the rope here and then like,
Yeah. Yeah.
drape it all the way down into the next chamber and then climb back up it.
Exactly. Like that is always a possibility.
If you don't want to do it right now, we can
Yeah,
not. I will say we have like 10 minutes left, so we should probably.
How
do it now.
how much rope do we have?
Well, I have 50 feet. I have a lot of things. You guys just never ask.
Well, no, but I mean, like, that's not that much. I mean,
But it's enough.
What, like 10 or
15
more
feet.
feet, 10 or more feet up, 10 or more feet down, 20 there, and the space to wrap it around things. Like
Plus
that's-
the other rope, and then we're fine.
Yeah.
Wait, what other room?
Whatever one we've been
I think
using.
I
we've
mean,
had
you
a
have
rope.
enough. You have enough rope to
Okay.
probably.
Okay.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, I think we should check out this other thing first and see if there's a way to that other room. It could be the same thing, but with more of a chance to escape. I mean, as far as we can tell, the room is unleavable, other than by the shaft.
I mean, I'm into the crypt, but if you want to go to the other room, that's fine.
All right, I flip a coin.
All right, and I go to the crypt.
I thought you said you weren't going to go to the crypt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
We flip a coin.
You don't. All right, Lawson's gonna hold up his lantern and just step quickly out and check out the door to the last room at the end of the hall.
Okay, you're just gonna pop it open real quick. No.
Yeah.
Problem. Okay. Yep. Where the fuck is it? Okay, so inside this room, you can see various torture instruments stained with blood rust littering the room. There are about 3 or 4 15-foot diameter stone wheels stacked on top of each other, and they fill the northeast corner of the room. They're mounted on a threaded spindle, giving the indication that they're supposed to spin on top of one another. They're all stacked almost like CDs or records.
Right.
What are these items? What were they?
Big
They're just
stone discs.
enormous stone discs that are mounted on like a spindle.
It's a hard drive.
A forge on wheels rests against the far wall. There's a metal coffin shaped box attached to its side. And finally, at the center of the room, there's a large gyroscope-shaped collection of iron rings, large enough to contain a human adult. And there are restraints that can be seen on several of the bands, although you're unsure how someone could possibly contort themselves to fit in the restraints.
What is a gyroscope-shaped collection of iron rings?
So you know how astronauts, they do like the gyroscope
Got
thing
it.
where they
Okay. Yes.
except the hands are not consistent. Like the arm hold is down here, another one's over here, a leg is up over the head. Like it doesn't seem like
Twisted
any-
version.
So if so I'll take the pole and I'll sort of like push at one of the rings. Does it start to like rotate?
No, it doesn't actually. It doesn't move at all.
That's just because you're weak. I take the pole.
Yeah, exactly. If you push harder.
Yeah.
It seems to actually give resistance. Listen, take a intelligence check as you're examining them pushing against it.
All right.
These monkeys.
Let's do it. Just watching you savages. Click the button.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cheating.
wow.
Is that what that's
Yeah,
called?
well, no, I didn't do it though.
Oh, that's not. How did you roll
No.
21?
I don't know. I just clicked the button for intelligence roll.
It
I mean,
says
maybe it
1D
adds the one.
It's 1d20 plus 2, so 19
Yeah.
plus 2.
That's why.
Oh, I thought it would. Okay. Okay, so that's a fail.
And even with my -1, that's a fail.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, why would you want the plus 2?
You wouldn't add +2. to that.
I just clicked the button that says
I
for
know.
intelligence rolls.
You're
to
right.
add.
Even still, okay, a 19 is a fail. But
Yeah, even so, exactly.
that's-
19 would have failed.
you're totally right. You wouldn't want- Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not sure. It seems like it should move, although it seems to be offering a heavy bit of resistance.
Is it rusted?
Yeah, but you don't get the sense that that's stopping.
Yeah, I mean, even if it were rusted, it would just. I guess it depends on where the mechanism is. Okay. Anything else examinable other than the stone wheels, like in the room?
Yeah, there's that forge attached to an
Right,
iron
right.
coffin.
Yeah. What's
and
what's
the
the
pillars.
coffin thing? I want to
Oh,
like.
Oh, I'm
go
sorry, I
over
left
it.
out the most important thing. There's also in the center of the room a
Mercer.
large
Talking to you.
leather-bound tome on the floor.
Oh my god! All right, that's what I want.
So, guys, by the way, I'm thinking that we might be supposed to find a mask in here. It could be that map is marking the location. So remember, we found the mask in that room with the thing that looks like a mask.
Well, wait, no, we found the mask. I thought we found. Like, it depends on what you mean by the mask. The things that look like the mask to me are the top and the bottom.
Well, the right and the left both have a thing that looks kind of like a mask too, like a
Okay.
angry eyebrows mouth.
Well, one of them has black teeth, right? Which the mask technically did, and one of them has like vertical teeth or something
Wait,
like that.
what are you talking about? Black teeth? Which one?
The one on the right that looks like a football stitching or whatever. It could be like a mouth with black teeth up and down.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Is
but
that where we found the black-toothed mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the jawless ice skulls, right? Or no?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. That's what I was. Well, I was saying it was important that they're jawless because all those teeth in the thing. I mean, something. Well, anyway, there's 4 of them potentially, right? That's
And what room are we in now?
The top
the
one.
top, all the way at the top.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Okay,
I
so
want to like look at the leather-bound tome.
Okay. You can see that the tome is titled in Duvan Ku, and as is all the text, so you're not able to read it. You can carry it with you though.
So-
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take it with me.
Just mark down a torture room book in your inventory, so I remember where you
You
found it.
got it.
You said there was a little forge.
Yeah. So there's a forge on wheels, and there's a small, like almost like a cement truck tube leading into a steel coffin.
Yeah.
And is that open or is there a lid on it?
There's a lid. You can open it. It's not locked.
Okay, I opened it.
Yeah, there's no one inside, but it's certainly big enough where a human could fit into it, but they'd have to probably crunch their knees up a bit.
Huh.
Mm.
And there's nothing. There's no market. Like it hasn't been used in any way. No one's filled it with molten lead.
Oh, so yeah, the inside is definitely stained and charred, but it appears to have been cleaned since its last use. It hasn't been used since the people left here.
What, use like Febreze on that?
He's like barkeeper's friend.
Okay.
Um.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the forge, you can see that there is charcoal and material fit for burning. So if you were to light the forge, you could probably, cause molten steel to pour out of the end of that.
All right, Lawson, get in the coffin.
So wait. So we're reading a lot into this, right? But I don't know. I mean, the thing in the room with the other mask that we already passed was just like a bed. I don't think we saw anything.
Well, I don't want to metagame too much. I did fail a search check in that room. We possibly could search it more thoroughly.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think that's too metagaming. We've already used the map to say like, hey, these 4 rooms are clearly important. But
Right. Okay.
again, like before I climb through a shaft, I think we should see what's in these rooms. So what else is in? I mean, I want to examine the turning wheels, the stone hard drive.
Yeah, so it seems like these rings are arranged so that someone would be placed inside them, and then the rings would be slowly spun. And because the way the threads are arranged, the rings would descend at different intervals, and the center would kind of contort, and whoever was inside would be slowly crushed as the rings fell down the spindle.
Is there anything in there, like down?
Yeah,
down
so you can
inside the
see
shaft?
you can see bones at the bottom. It seems as though someone was left in there, and around the spine of the skeleton, you can see a silver necklace.
All right, could I reach that necklace with the 10-foot pole?
It's probably like an 8-foot cylinder down to the bottom, so you could. It'd be tough though, but with enough time, you could.
All right. Well, I wanna try and get that necklace out.
Okay, sure.
Like climb on top of the cylinder, I guess, and like lean in a little bit and use the pole to try and like hook around the necklace and pull it off.
Yeah, so you see a silver locket. It appears much newer than everything else you found, and inside there is a picture of a woman with the inscription in common, Maribel Walker.
Does that mean anything to anybody?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I pocket that. What are you guys looking at?
That's worth about 200 silver, by the way, or 150. 100.
Maribel Walker. The names in the book upstairs, those were.
Yeah, you actually do remember seeing a Walker. It wasn't Maribel, but it's possible that it was her brother or her cousin, father, something like that.
Okay.
Okay, so the only other thing left really is the big rings, right? The gyroscope. Is the gyroscope does it recede into the floor, or is it on a pedestal, or how does it?
Yeah, it's just on some iron struts that keep it suspended above the stone.
So it's all suspended in the air. No parts of it are like touching anything other than the.
Yeah, there's like 2 iron struts that come out, and then the rings are all connected to those struts and spin in place. You get the sense that it's not mechanical per se, but maybe it's sort of like some sort of crude timekeeping device.
Like liquid time.
Not exactly, but
Like liquid karma.
So so I was thinking actually. So I mean, is there anything? Does anything else connect to these struts that would make it move on its own?
nothing mechanical. No.
Get in.
Magical?
Probably.
I'm not gonna get in.
Why did you get rid of your read magic thing? Like all we found is like that stupid language, and you're useless now.
Well, that's not what it's for, though. I mean, sort of is.
No, you're useless? Question mark.
He did read a lot of he did read the Duvenku upstairs at the house. Did we?
I also asked if you guys had a say in it. You were like,
All right,
yeah,
just
whatever.
put on the mask.
No, you put on the fucking mask.
The mask is talking to you.
You said you would put on the mask.
No, look at the picture.
No, I saw the picture.
Did you really? Okay. Did we read the book? Did we open the book?
Yeah, it's written
it's
in
just
Devon
on
too.
Devon.
Oh, okay. And we opened the little coffin too, right?
That's actually a really good drawing of the mask. I just noticed that. Sorry.
We opened the coffin attached to the
Yeah.
and it was filled with okay. We got the locket. Is there a skull down at the bottom of the
Yeah, it's perfectly intact. There's a small fracture in the cranium of the skull, but otherwise it's completely intact.
Wait, where's the skull?
At the base
bottom
of
of the cylinders.
stone rings, where they found the locket.
I was too busy drawing the mask. I
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go back to that one room, and then perhaps go to the shaft and.
Well, so here's my guess. There are skulls in the first room, right? With
Right.
no mouths. It could be the skull here on the map, right? That could be this skull. I don't think it probably is, but it could be.
Sure.
I found a mask. I assume there's a mask in another room that we haven't found.
I don't know why you assume just because there's mask icons on the map.
Well, we assume it's important or something here. I mean, I don't know. We're obviously going to do that ritual. It just seems like something good will come of it, so we need the pieces for it.
Yeah, good things always come from following eerie painting rituals. That
Let me just say, I don't think you guys are like missing another mask or anything like you're not missing a piece that like you need to progress or anything.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
fine.
So-
That's fine.
Okay. All right. I mean, so if you guys want, we could climb into the shaft and on our way there fade to black until next week.
Okay, so you guys are into the kitchen, up the air ventilation shaft, and trying to enter the tomb on the other
Yes,
side.
and we are specifically doing whatever they said about tying ropes securely on this end and.
Sure, there's stone furniture. You can loop one end around a
Yeah,
piece of stone furniture and then bring the rope with you.
is our rope made of stone?
Wow. All right.
I don't know how this dungeon works.
That's
That's
the note
about-
we're ending on.
We'll say that's a valid question. It's perhaps a valid question.
Magic.
That's the note we're ending on. I mean, all right.
All right, you got anything better?
We
Rocks
Losen,
fall.
Losen puts on the mask.
No.
I mean, that would be a great finale to this episode.
He
All right.
said he was going to put on the mask. He said
I
it
was
live.
gonna say. I said I was
All
gonna
right.
put the mask on you.
So Losen raises the stone crown above his head, places the mask down above his temple,
That would never happen.
and nothing happens.
Does he look scary?
Well, yeah, he looks really scary. But I think that's all for tonight. If you're watching us on Twitch, be sure to check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, come check us out next Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern on twitch.tv/livefrombeyond. From all of us
Is
here.
next week the conclusion? Or next week, rather.
Hopefully.
We'll see, we'll see.
At this pace, no.
Yeah. I think more doors need to be opened. More gaps need to be jumped. More, hurdles need to be
More
cleared.
gumption.
More gumption.
We haven't
not-
lost a character yet, and we
You're not
recovered
adventurers
Los.
because you want
Well,
to die
technically,
old.
we lost Rhea. So
The idea of dying old in your bed should not be
I've
close to your
been-
character's heart.
I've been kicking down doors, almost putting on masks.
All right.
Come on, guys.
All right, no, it's fine. I can take that as constructive criticism. Next time, Abraham is going for it.
What's happened
I mean-
that's bad so far?
Nothing.
Yeah, a little.
Nothing bad has
okay,
happened.
okay. Well,
A
to
little
be
blindness.
fair, I apparently saved myself from something dangerous, and I both chose to read the spell and then to splash like mysterious, deadly magical liquid on my face. So
The
it
second
was a
part,
little bit risky.
I don't feel bad spoiling this, especially because I've already done the outro, so the users aren't maybe not listening to this. But like, by the
Okay.
way, as written by the adventure, the text that should happen if you drink that fluid, which I rule splashing it into your open eyes, is like pretty.
Oh well, I
Fair.
was pretty close to just putting it in my mouth, so that's good.
What
So-
happens should be that millions of teeth grow in your mouth over and over again over the next minute, causing your skull to split open and die.
So okay, so I was plenty risky.
So basically,
and-
what I was gonna do is like, okay, yeah, no, it definitely clears your blindness, but you die as like millions of teeth grow all over, like in your eye sockets and shit, and like burst your eyes. But then no, you rolled a 20, so I had to like swallow my pride and just be
Yeah.
like, fine.
just like I swallowed the stuff. Was it actually supposed to heal my eyes?
Yeah, no, because I was gonna like be that temporary relief, and then like
Right.
your eyes explode from teeth growing in the eye sockets. Like, what the fuck is that? And then you rolled a 20. So I couldn't take that thought back.
Fair
I
enough.
couldn't just take that back.
Wow,
Act
nice.
like I never
All right.
thought that.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, that's a worthwhile spoil.
That's how Losen
okay.
got his vision back.
Wow. All right. Well, he will be just as reckless next time. So
All right. Cool.
Say he's sharp-eyed.
Oh, awesome.
thank God the audience has left.
And on that note,
All right.
See you guys later.
See you later.